guys, welcome to Liga United, welcome to another video. And right now it's time to talk about official breaking news. Gustavo Maia is a new Barcelona player. It's a player that we've signed from Sao Paulo, team in Brazil. Again, another Brazilian league. We signed him for a price of 4.5 million euros. And what can I say about Gustavo Maia? This is gonna be player reviews because I put a player reviews, and alright, it just seems like a good way to start. So, who is Gustavo Maia? And the answer to that is actually I have no idea. I have no idea who Gustavo Maia is. And yes, I watch videos about him, like, you know, stuff like that, but I actually have never watched him play. I would be lying to you if I actually told you that I've watched a game of Sao Paulo or something like that. And more, this kid hasn't even debuted with Sao Paulo's first team. And my question is, we're signing someone that's been playing in Sao Paulo's like B team in the Brazilian league, has like no records of anything too amazing, and we're paying 4.5 million euros. But we had a chance last summer to pay 1.5 for Kubo. We had the chance a few years ago to sign Marco Asensio for 1 million euros, and you didn't want to do it. Like, it's another brilliant move from Andre Curie, the guy that's responsible for bringing the likes of Enrique, of Keirison, of Douglas, Mateus Fernandez, Vitinho. Like, you want me to keep going? I can keep going. Like, it's just a joke at this moment with Barcelona. I can guarantee you that that link is probably true. Like, it's 90% bound to happen unless another team goes in for him, which is the case with I forgot his name right now, but the right back that joined Manchester City. That seems very interesting. That actually that would be the player that I would have been interested in Barcelona to sign, but Manchester City beat us to it. That's the only way that we don't sign a Brazilian player. Why do we have so much of a desire to sign players from Brazil? Because Barcelona has good relationship with Nike Brazil, meaning that, you know, whenever we do sign players from Brazil, it's not that we're signing because they're quality. No, we're signing them because, you know, there's background deals. We get like probably sponsorship money from it, and you know it gives us a good image in Brazil, and you know, like, everyone's gonna wanna like buy Barcelona. That's a very cheap way of kind of buying fans, because you're buying fans. Like, buying fans is good if you're doing it for the right reasons, with the right players, and with the right mentality. What do I mean? Buy a player that you actually need. Like, if you're to make a marquee signing, do it with a player that actually suits what you need. If you wanted to get the Asian market, instead of getting Hiroki Abe for, I think it was 500,000 euros, get Kubo for 1.5 million and send him off to Mallorca, send him off to Celta, to Betis that could well use him. Like, any team in the Europeans first division could have pretty much used Kubo. Pretty much every team in Primera División, you tell him, do you want Kubo? He's good. And that's it. You don't have to send him to Barca B, and you don't have to stick with him on the first team if you don't really need him at this moment in time. But the problem is that we keep getting these Brazilians. They are going to be signing for a year, and I bet you that by the end of the season, he's gonna be sent out on loan and never to ever play for Barcelona ever again. Like, I can guarantee him, we are not gonna know who Gustavo Maia is. Like, he's forgotten. He's probably gonna go to another league in European top 5 leagues, to a team that's pretty unknown, that, you know, needs a bit of flair in their attack. And when he doesn't succeed, the player goes back to Sao Paulo or back to Brazil, and that's the end of the story. Like, why are we wasting so much time, money, and, you know, space on players that, because all these players pretty much haven't adapted to Europe? Douglas, on how many loans did he go and he hasn't succeeded? I mean, I think he's playing right now in Turkey and he's doing fine-ish. Vitinho, I don't know where Vitinho is. Marlon had potential to be decent, but has pretty much fallen as a solo. Mateo Fernandez hasn't played at all in Real Valladolid, considering that their owner Ronaldo is about like what the level Mateo Fernandez must be for him not to pretty much get any minutes during the season. Like, what is the explanation here? Like, do we really need that much money? Are we that much in a desperate sense that we need all those background deals? We need to sign all these random Brazilian players that don't do anything for us going forward? Like, Gustavo Maia, I want to know, does he have good creation numbers? I don't know, because he hasn't played. He hasn't played, and there is not enough scouting that has gone into this player in order to allow us to be okay with us signing him for 4.5 million euros. Think that Andre Curie has been sacked by Barcelona. This is the last, I want to say that this is going to be the last deal that he's going to be bringing into Barcelona, like, pretty much for the Brazilian League ever again. Like, that's my sense in it. First, because Brazilians tend to have a certain attitude coming out of Brazil and thinking they're like world superstars, like our friend Neymar that came in thinking that he was a freaking superstar and like ended up, doing a whole show before him leaving. And I don't want people to call me racist. Like, I'm South American. I love Brazil. Like, as a culture, it's fantastic. Like, it's great. But the players coming out of Brazil specifically are, first of all, incognitos. You don't know what they are. They're unknowns. They're a risk because, and not only players from Brazil, but like players that don't come from European, training, from European formation, they have a tough time adapting to Europe for the most part. Like, think about it. Out of 10 Brazilian players that we signed, only one has been probably decent. Like, the amount of risk is huge. Like, how many Brazilians can you tell that truly were Barcelona quality out of the last 10 years? Or at least, how many players from the Brazilian league can you tell that we've signed that have been European quality? Like, truly European quality. I only have 3 names for you. Maybe 4. Emerson, who's been doing pretty well at Betis. Yerry Mina, who we should have given an opportunity to the guy to play for Barcelona. We didn't. He's doing decently at Everton. Artur, who was Barcelona quality and we let him go, God knows why. And Neymar, obviously, because he was a world-class player before coming to Barcelona. Everyone else has been an absolute disaster. Has been an imminent disaster coming to Barcelona. And that is what they are. Like, if you tell me we're gonna sign this Brazilian that's already playing Europe, that has proven himself, that has good numbers, that it's a little bit more organized in the way that they play. Like, for example, Malcolm, who was a good signing, we didn't give him an opportunity because Valverde and the board didn't bother and giving the kid an opportunity. But that's the kind of players that we should be looking for. And like, first of all, stop signing wingers. Don't stop signing wingers. Don't sign young wingers when you already have Ansu Fati. Like, if you're gonna sign a winger, sign someone that's already established, that's only going to improve us going forward. Only sign wingers if they're gonna be starters. Other than that, stop doing that. We have Trincao, which I think we shouldn't have signed. We have Dembele. We have Ansu Fati. We have Conrad de la Fuente in the B team that looks kind of promising. So stop signing wingers. Stop signing players that we do not need. In midfield, in the B team, we have Ilaix Moriba. We have Jandro Orellana. We have Oriol Busquets. Collado. Monchu. Like, in the defense, we have Araujo. We have Xavier Mbuyamba. We have a couple fullbacks that look pretty decent, especially there's a kid on the left back row that the name escapes me right now, but he looks pretty decent, and I think he's about 16-17. That for 16-17-year-old, he looks pretty decent, and I would like to see him maybe in 2 years' time in a preseason, see how he does. But like, it just seems like if it's Brazilian players, we're gonna give them all the opportunities in the world. If it's players that we've from La Masia that we've created, that we've transformed into players that are there right now, no opportunities. No opportunities, no patience, no anything. And that is something that really bothers me. That we have young players, that we only are willing to give opportunity to those players that the board want us to give opportunities to. And that's why this board cannot stay. That's why we can't stake with doing things like this, because while other teams are going ahead and improve themselves, like Manchester City, like they're signing a lot. Like, look at the youngsters that they've signed. They've only signed good, promising youngsters. Whether they work or not, it's a whole different story. Most of them work. Think about how many Manchester City signings haven't worked. Maybe only Benjamin Mendy. I would say Stones technically worked, like he was useful in the Premier League winning seasons. Like Benjamin Mendy is probably the only signing that hasn't really worked, and it's not because of the quality of the players, because he's always injured. But Leroy Sané, Kyle Walker, okay, Cancelo's having a tough season, but he's competing with Kyle Walker. It's not easy. You have the likes of Rodri. Phil Foden is being promoted to first team. Eddie Garcia is having really good minutes. We're here trying to sell Todibo for 25 million euros, and he's a player that's probably, if he was to be given regular minutes to Barcelona, would probably be worth 50. We let Eddie Garcia go to sign. I'm pretty sure that the summer that Eddie Garcia left was the summer that we signed Marlon. I'm just gonna leave you out with that. So anyways, I'm gonna stop the rant here, because I wasn't planning on ranting. I was just trying to talk about Gustavo Maia and the signing for Barcelona, but I went on a tantrum, and that's what happened. Anyways, really quickly giving you updates. If you have been so far in the video, get a like. It's great. I love that you guys stick to the end of the videos if you really like them. And quickly giving you updates if you haven't heard. Frankie de Jong will be probably fully fit to play our game on Thursday against Alaves. And Barcelona also have recovered Ousmane Dembele. He's in training. He's, well, in the first stages of training. Like, he's not ready to play at all, but you know, he's starting to train. Like, he will be fit soon enough. Hopefully back to the Champions League if it can. Like, he's in recovery. He's already in the Ciudad Deportiva, so it's very hopeful. Like, in the Champions League, we need to train. We need to prove with systems. At the end, needs to prove new things. These two upcoming games in La Liga is pretty much over, but we need to, you know, practice our thing, do what we need to do, and we'll work on from that. Be solid in defense, pretty decent in attack, and that's have a little bit of luck, and the Champions League might just be ours. Anyways, once and done, leave me all your opinions in the comment section below. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next one. Blaugranas.